I'm Eddie Bromley, and this is Isaiah in 5 Minutes, Part 10, Chapter 6. The year 740 BCE was a great year of instability and uncertainty for the people of Judah. In that year, King Uzziah died. Uzziah had been king for 40 years and was the only king that many could ever remember. He had created such stability, but the stability came at the price of the people coming to depend too much upon Uzziah. Now that Uzziah died, many wondered if they would ever have anyone they could count on again. Isaiah was in the temple sometime during that year when he had a profound encounter with God. God's glory and holiness filled the temple, and Isaiah felt the severity of his own sinfulness. It reminds me of the encounter that Luke shares with us in chapter 5 when Simon Peter finally realizes who Jesus is and falls down before Jesus saying, "Go away from me, Lord, for I am a sinful man." That is what Isaiah experienced in the presence of God's holiness. He said, "Lord, I am a sinful man. I'm a man of unclean lips, and I live among a generation of unclean people." It was then that something remarkable happened. A seraph, a burning being of praise and light, came and took a pair of tongs. Removing a coal from the altar, he touched Isaiah's lips. Instead of burning and destroying Isaiah, it burned away his sinfulness, making him holy and restored. In the book of Isaiah, we see the symbol of fire again and again coming as a symbol of God's cleansing power, restoring and renewing God's people. First, there's this pattern of the severity of one's sinfulness. Then there's God bringing his holiness to bear upon the people. And then it is the image of fire as it restores and heals and makes the people holy. After Isaiah is made whole and holy, he hears God saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And Isaiah responds, "Here I am, Lord, send me." Cleansed and forgiven, the once sinful Isaiah is now suitable to respond to the call of God, to become God's messenger to the people. This is usually where preachers will stop telling the story. But there's a bit more of the story that needs to be discussed. Isaiah is given a difficult task. He's given the task to be a messenger to a generation who will refuse to listen. Not only will they be spiritually unreceptive, they'll actually be resistant both to the messenger and to the message. This means that Isaiah has some rough days ahead. The nation will resist God, will resist God's messenger, and they will set headlong on a path that leads to their destruction and ruin. And for his efforts, Isaiah will suffer a lot, even being martyred by being sawn in half. And to make matters worse, it will be generations, even centuries, before something good will come from Isaiah's ministry. But centuries later, the seeds that are sown by Isaiah will take root, and a new generation will arise, a righteous remnant, and among them a Messiah who will restore the people of God. So will Isaiah's message finally bear fruit. Now, I want to tell you, if I were Isaiah, having so eagerly accepted the call of God, having heard what the call entails, I might have been tempted to back out. And so might some of us if we knew the sufferings and sorrow and the high price that it would cost us to follow God. Yet God has promised that his word would never return to him void. And the things that we sow may bring a harvest even beyond our life and might echo into eternity in the hands of God, bringing fruit to bear for salvation. I'm Eddie Bromley. I thank you for joining me for the book of Isaiah in 5 minutes. If you like this video, please push like and be sure to subscribe for more content.